What's going on, guys? It's time. I'm back with another video. In this one, I wanted to talk about the question of, are there too many vloggers in the Philippines? Like too many expat, Western, mostly American vloggers in the Philippines now? I think so. I think that's a resounding yes from me. Yeah, I totally believe that, you know. And I know that sometimes, there's like guys were asking the questions like, are there in some cities like Dumaguete, are there too many Westerners or too many expats now? You know what I mean? Like, and then some of the guys have been there for a while will say, no, it's just that there's a lot of more vloggers now, so it seems like there's more Westerners. Well, I think it's kind of both. I mean, I think that there is more, obviously more expats here since the pandemic has opened up. Since basically February of 2022, which is over 2 years now. But I also, definitely agree that there are more vloggers too. There's a lot more vloggers. And it's just because think about it before, right? Especially even before the pandemic and certainly during the pandemic. I mean, there was just these guys that were like maybe a handful of vloggers that were popular, you know, and then of course during the pandemic they had a very captive audience in the US and elsewhere, other Western countries, because nobody could come in, guys that were planning on going to the Philippines during that time or before the pandemic hit obviously had to change their plans, whether it was to come here to visit to the Philippines during that time or to come here to live. So we were like literally a captive audience living vicariously through these vloggers who were already in the Philippines living for 2, 3, 4 years, sometimes more even. So, so there was a lot less vloggers, right? So these guys that were established at that time, oh, their subs shot up like a rocket. You know what I mean? Like during that time, I mean, now, was it great? Was it fun to be here during the pandemic? Probably. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't. You know what I mean? It was pretty strict. Here, you know what I mean? Like it was pretty strict compared to a lot of other countries, especially Western countries. But I guess the upside for those guys was that they were able to grow their audience dramatically, during that time. And but yeah, now it's just seems like everybody and his brother has a channel. I mean, yeah, I started mine shortly after coming here. Like it was probably July of 2022, so it's been what, a year and 9 months or something like that I've had this channel. And yeah, it's just not. And there's even, and I'm not saying this because I'm not yet monetized, because like I said in the previous video, I'm not a very good clickbaiter, Um, and I'm living a family life here. You know what I mean? I got my girl, I got and her two daughters. I'm not some like single guy that's running around the streets. You know what I mean? Like taking videos and interviewing Filipinas and all that. That's not who I am, so I'm just want to give out information that could help people from the West, not just the US, but from Western countries that are planning on coming here, either to visit or to live. That's kind of that's my purpose. You know what I mean? Like I don't really, so it's not a clickbait type of thing to me, So whatever. I don't know how long it's going to take me to grow more, but and I really haven't been utilizing probably some of the YouTube, emails that I get from YouTube, you know what I mean? Like try to coach me or whatever. I guess I really haven't been utilizing it because, I'm a little busy here too. I have things to do here, and I exercise, I walk a lot, and I'm not just sitting around, doing this kind of like full time or whatever, But I do enjoy putting out some information, for you guys, and I know some of you guys appreciate it, and that means a lot to me. But yeah, there's just a bunch of vloggers, though. I mean, there really is, and it's getting to the point where there's drama between the vloggers. You know what I mean? Like and I'm not just talking about this recent thing in Dumageddon with the fight and all that, but I'm just talking about all this other stuff that I see, just this guy's saying this about this other guy, and it's just back and forth. And you know what? It reminds me of all the political crap that's going on in the U.S., the right versus the left. And you know what I mean? It's the same type of stuff, man. It sounds like the same noise to me, It's, so it's like, so these guys, they're always talking about how, oh, they love it here and it's such a paradise and everything, and oh, their country was, usually they often have bad things to say about the U.S. or whatever country they're from, Canada, U.S., UK. They usually kind of like poo-poo that country, right? And then this is so much better here, But yet they get here and they're living here. I'm talking about guys who are living here, And it's like then they start and they're getting in a pissing contest with each other, and it's almost embarrassing, like to be a vlogger, at least in my mind, sometimes I'm just like, what the hell, man? What is this, junior high? Are we that freaking immature now that, we can't even, we have to snip at each other and all this? It's like, I'm not into that crap, So, yeah, and I notice it. You know what I mean? I don't watch nearly as much other vloggers, obviously, that I used to before I was able to come here. I was just like a lot of you guys out there during the pandemic. I mean, I was watching a lot of them, and even before the pandemic. I mean, I've been coming to the Philippines. The first time I came here was at the end of 2015. So, you're talking like, what is that, 8.5 years or whatever? So I'm no stranger, I'm not a newbie, to coming here. And I'm living here now, But yeah, I just think I don't know, it's just damn silly, man, the way these guys are constantly sniping at each other. It's almost like they're troll, and then there's like semi-troll channels and everything else, and I don't know, man. It's kind of embarrassing, We're supposed to be grown men, right? And it's mostly men I'm talking about. I'm not, you know what I mean? That's who the vloggers are mostly. The expat vloggers mostly are, men. I mean, there's a few women, but not many. Western women, but not many. Yeah, I don't know. It's not what I'm doing. It's not who I am. So, sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint you. But I know drama does sell, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the unfortunate thing. Anytime I've done a video on anything that's got drama in it, like that fight, oh man, I got we got like 10,000 views out of it. But, so that says something, right? And it's not just what you guys want, but it's the algorithm, right? You got a bunch of vloggers here now in the Philippines that are chasing that YouTube algorithm, It's like, how do I get it, man? How do I get up on people's feeds, and how do I get into their, more views and this and that? And it's just like, it's just fueling this whole thing. It's like a spiral, It's like the vicious circle, It's always got to be negativity, Now, there's guys that don't do a lot of negativity, but they're already established, okay? That's why they're sitting pretty with their 60, 70, 80,000 subs, and they're not really clickbaiting much and stuff like that. And they're good too. I will say there's guys that I watch here that have been here for, 5 years or whatever, and they're good, I'm not taking anything away from them, but I'm just saying they were already established before this huge wave of foreigners, that has come here for the last couple of years, and also many of them starting YouTube channels. These guys were already established. They were here back when they were like the OGs. They were 6, 7, 8 years ago. So that's when they made their bones already. And so now they don't really have to. They don't have to worry about. If we've got an established audience, they don't have to worry about attracting new viewers that much. So anyway, just wanted to talk about that, and that's about it, guys. That's it for today. I will talk to you guys later, and have a great day. I'll see you later.